once again we are back on BRIMS podcast, Pratibimb. Again, today on the show we are having Professor Prathmesh. Sir, welcome to this show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, in fact, your journey into the corporate and then into an academia, I think you have worked with a good organization like Godrej, and then you were part of a federal bank and NSDL. Now, I just want to understand what is changing landscape in education in India. And another question is that are we heading towards a consumerism in as far as education which is concerned?
Okay, I think it's a very good question. I think this is a point which is normally raised in many of the forums. The debates keeps on happening about we are saying that we are going to be the superpower which is there, and when we say we are going to be the superpower, education is one of the sector which we need to really focus on. Now, when we say changing landscape of the education, I personally feel that we are moving towards a consumerism in the education. Now, the point which I want to say, consumerism means, if you remember, sir, at your age, when you were into a college, when you were into a school, your faculty would always treat you as a student, as a learner. When I was there into this institute, or I was there in any of the institute or the school, I was still considered to be a student and a learner. But now the mindset had come in the education institutions as well, wherein rather than considering the student as a student, they started considering the student as a customers.
So, and yes, what's wrong in talking about students as a customers?
It's I think student pays the fee. Parents, they invest on the students or they spend on the students, and institution, they delivers that particular services. Therefore, we say that it's a model wherein the student should be considered as a customer. But I personally feel education is not a product, or education is not a commodity. For example, when you go to a doctor and when a patient, he pays fee to the patient, do you think that the doctor will say that the customer has paid that particular fee? He will always say that the patient has paid that particular fees. So you have been an athlete, you were very good in a cricket, you were a part of the hockey team. I'm sure that you were having your own coaches who have trained you. So at any point of time, do you feel that your coaches consider you as a customer? They will never consider you as a customer. So if a doctor or a coach, they are not considering patient and let's say the athlete as a, let's say, their customers, then why we as an educator should start feeling student as our customer? See, it's not about, let's say, a product which is delivered. Normally what happens when we are leaving into a consumerism, for example, when I go into a shopping mall, I buy a mobile phone, I pay that particular price, I may take it on an EMI, I get a ownership of the product. Now here, somebody, or let's say the people may say that the student is coming to the institute, he pays the fee. But when he pays the fee, he's not getting that particular knowledge injected immediately. It's a process of transformation which is there. And education is about a transformation. When we talk about a customer, student as a customer, the problem is that when we say student as a customer, we will try to keep the student happy because he is our customer. But education is not about keeping the student happy. Education is about transforming that particular student, and in this particular transformation which is there, there will always be some or the other challenges which are supposed to be given to the students. Then only you will get best out of that particular student. So we do not want to say, or we do not want to be into an era wherein the degrees are awarded as a product. It should be the degrees which the students should earn it. I always say into my classes to the students, and many times the students, let's say, joke on that as well. I always say to the student, you need to earn the marks. You are not required to get the marks. When you are earning the marks, you are a learner. When you are getting the marks, you are a customer.
Good, great. I think that's a thought process which is there as for the BRIMS Medical Institute Management which is concerned. It's from the awakening that why you are part of this management institute, and then you go through a transformation and to a leadership position. Like at every aspect, basically you are a learner. So the point what I think Professor Prathmesh has put it across, I'm sure is more valid. If you consider your students as a learner, I'm sure the process through which he goes, the output will be more stronger. Professor Prathmesh, I think it's a good insights you have given for our target audience. I'm sure, I think Next question will take in on next episodes. Thank you very much for your valuable time.
Thank you, sir.
God bless
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thanks a lot.